All right, we're here, everybody.
Yeah,
Hey,
welcome.
welcome back, everybody. It's been a
Yeah,
long time.
I know, right?
That's
Me
good.
too. I'm so excited about it.
Are you excited?
I am really excited. It's
When was it? When was the last time we were here?
April.
The end of April. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. End of April. What has been going on since the end of April?
What
This
has
thing
it?
called COVID, right?
I know, right?
Yeah,
Like what hasn't been going on? Like
I
that's
know.
the question. Like what has not been happening? I mean, everything from school closing, states closing, and opening.
Life closing. How about life closing?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I remember when we left off, it was just like starting. We was trying to figure out. I remember we did a topic was everybody kept saying this was going to be the new normal, and we was
Right,
like, I can't see this being the new normal. But
right.
the moment I realized this was a new normal is when I went in TJ Maxx and they got the clothes, the shirts hanging up with the matching masks. So people are already producing clothes with the matching mask. I was like, oh my God, this is the new normal.
Wow. And I haven't actually gone, well, no, I haven't really gone in any stores to shop or
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I was in Walmart, but of course that was like to grab some things and
Hey,
then
get out.
go over to the clothes and I'm like, well, where am I really going? But yeah, just to be out and about. And then, when you and I went into the mall, I was looking around like people are really in the mall.
Yeah, yeah. People.
The thing about it is because this is the new norm, and I think that uh, we're gonna have to make this the new norm and keep going. I mean, and I understand that people are dying, but is unless major things change, I
Mm,
don't see things aren't going to get better. So to keep closing down things and to keep, doing all of these, it's like, okay, at one point, are you going to say this is the new norm? It is required that you wear a mask,
yeah,
and we things have to just keep going as they were prior.
yeah, yeah. You have been really good with doing that. I can't say Justin and I. We've been cautious. Evidently, we've absolutely been cautious. But like we've been to the beach, we've been to the stores, we've been to restaurants. We just went to a restaurant today. But I know you are serious about this thing.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, you came over to my house when we were playing the show. You had your mask on. I was like, this chick really got her mask on in my house. But okay,
I mean, because some people are still like, okay, can you put your mask on? Or whatever. And I mean, I know people like, okay, if somebody's coming to my house, I need them to have their mask on. And
yeah,
like friends, she delivers like she does DoorDash, and she was saying that she delivered something, and the person came to the door and was like, no, can you step back just a little bit, and then like inched her hand out there to get the stuff
really,
over. Yeah, and just this really particular. So because there are people who are still venturing out and people who are still going and going and going, and so you just really never know where people have been, and uh and then they're not necessarily going to tell the truth about it, or they don't necessarily know that they have come in contact with somebody who was either asymptomatic or actually had COVID.
yeah, yeah.
So you know
Yeah. And in our state, I thought because I think when we left, the shops and everything were closed. I think we were on the verge of waiting to get the word for them to reopen.
yes.
So ever since then, we've been back open. We haven't been closed back since then. But like the restaurants, they've had to go back and do some things with the restaurants in Virginia.
Yeah.
So, do you think the salons are going to get it again or no?
um I don't really know. I think that I don't necessarily believe or think that we're part of the problem.
Right.
Uh, I don't know what good it would do to really shut down the salons, because to me, and we are essential, even though people don't want to look at it like that, but we are, because people can't. People go to work, but there's still a certain standard that you have to come to work.
Right.
And people are, going to the stores and they're picking up the box dyes and things like that, which then in turn, it makes it difficult. But anyway, I digress on that. But but I hope not. I hope not, but I'm just trying to prepare myself just in case it does. And then, when we left off, when you and I, when we left off, you were like, I think people are understanding that, they need to save and they need to put money away. And yeah, no, still no. I don't think that people got it. I think that,
Really?
no, not at all.
But what is there for them to do? I mean,
I have a friend that right when we were able to the ban was lifted, if you will, for us to go out.
right.
She had said that she rode past a mall and it was like a line full of people, like just a line. And she asked the gentleman, like, what's going on? What are y'all doing? He was like, oh, we're out here to get tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And he was like, so what are they, about, 150, whatever. He was like, no, 200.
Yeah.
So like, and even though people didn't have anywhere to go, I guess it's okay that you just sit in your house with your brand new tennis shoes on, or maybe once everything comes, they think once everything goes away, you'll be able to rock your new shoes.
Yeah, I think it's just people's urge, because it was like that too for the that semi-annual Bath and Body Works sale.
Yes, I heard a lot of people.
The line was way down the side. I was like, well, okay. But they was out there with their masks on, their masks and their lawn chairs.
I'm just not able. Like, I had to go. I went to UPS today, and it was a line outside the UPS, like a UPS, like one of the little stores, the UPS, and it was a line on the outside, and they were only taking 3 customers at a time inside, and then there was a line, on the outside, and I'm just like, okay. Lines creating outside of places has now become the norm. It's like, get up. You have to get up early in the morning just to get somewhere, so you don't have to stand in the line. Yeah. But I don't know.
I don't know. Anything good come out of this? Have you done anything? Has it prompted anything? Any good changes? Anything like that?
I think I'm pretty much where I was when I left off. Is just really self-evaluating, and just pivoting myself, and just knowing that there's changes that within me, that there's things that about myself that I need to change, and just how I move, how I spend money, how all of that.
Just make you more conscious of it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, working out with my trainer, so I'm definitely working on the weight thing that I've been talking about a long time. Coaching business is off to a wonderful start. It really focused me on, because we couldn't go nowhere. You could go to the movies, you could do anything. So I was forced to really get into a situation and do, like you said, self-evaluate. Okay, what is it that I want? So when I come out of this situation, because I do believe we're going to come out of it, I'm going to be a better, stronger person and in a better position. So Justin and I both, we've done a lot of things to work on ourselves. He graduated. We both graduated. I think that was after the show. Yeah, we both graduated since the show. I ain't going back, but he's back in school working on social work. I have thought about going back for my PhD, but I doubt very seriously if I do.
Okay.
And just like the weight and working on things, keeping busy, finding something in my, to keep myself busy.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it hasn't been that bad. And I've saved money. Because it ain't, like you said, it ain't nothing we can do. Just buy stuff. Hopefully when we come out of this, I'm gonna be smaller, so I ain't buying no clothes.
Right, small or like just savvy. Money's a little bit more money savvy, and just aware, just a little bit more aware. And I think that if nothing else, with people, like, I just feel like just life, like sometimes, like when you're looking at things, it's like, oh, we could have really did that all this time. And although people are moaning and groaning about the kids going back to school, I have really seen people who have posted like like a school in Kentucky, like they were selling desks and chairs. I've seen people go and buy desks and chairs to set up in their house. Modify some things where they can prepare their children for school. So people are, as much as they, people are like, we need to get back in school. There are some people who are adjusting to the fact that they have to homeschool their children, and they're making it work for them.
Yeah.
So I just think that, a lot of people may think that they couldn't do it, but I think when push comes to shove, when you're put in that position, I think that you'll find a way and you'll make a way and you'll do what you have to do to make it work.
Absolutely. I know when we left off, neither one of us knew anyone who had been infected with COVID. Do you still, is that still the same for you, or do you know somebody?
No. Well, okay, so we're waiting on my okay. So a family member, two of my family members, have gone through. So we're waiting for test results, and then two more of them we're waiting on test results.
Are they same house?
Two of them are, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And it's very scary because I think that people don't realize the severity of it and they take it lightly, or they think that, oh, because, we know each other, like it's okay. It's like, no, it's not okay, because if you're moving one way and I'm moving another way, and I may be a little bit more out than you, like, you need to wear a mask. We both need to be wearing a mask, because one, you don't know where I've been, and I may be protecting you because I know that I've been ripping and running and things like that.
So what is it, wearing a mask in the house?
Well, no, I'm talking about, like, if we're like you and I, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I came to your house, it's like, some people get comfortable. It's like, oh, we know each other. Like, it's okay. And
okay. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not okay. Like, we still need to be wearing masks, even though, we're friends. But you don't know where I've been. I don't know where you've been. Things like that. But when people are living in the same home, I think somehow or another they're supposed to self quarantine. And I don't know. I just don't know how that is going to. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. But we're here now, and it's time for people to figure it out. If you haven't already, it's time to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're gonna get things started. Everybody, let us know where you tuning in from. Hey, Tanisha Gray.
Yes, hey, make sure you share, guys.
Oh yeah, please like and please share.
Yes, make sure you share.
Please do. So we're gonna get started to get this new segment kicked off. Hey, Jan.
Yes, hey, Jan.
Yes, what are you drinking, darling?
I am drinking ginger ale because I made the mistake of eating something that I did not need to eat. Yeah, and
oh man. Okay. Well, one thing I did pick up during this COVID period is I love Stella Rosa wine. Really? I was not a wine drinker, but Justin got me turned on to Stella Rosa. So this is ghetto. This is the ghetto in me. This is Stella Rosa mixed with Kool-Aid.
What color? Grape? What color Kool-Aid?
Red. That's the flavor.
Red Kool-Aid?
Red. Yes. You know they sell Kool-Aid in the jug now.
Oh.
You never seen it? It looks it's like in the jug, like the Hawaiian Punch, but it's Kool-Aid. Okay. So I buy only $2. I buy them like 10 at a time.
Oh, okay. Yes, Stella Rose is everything. Stella, everything. We missed y'all too. I'm so glad that y'all are here. Yes, I missed y'all too. I'm glad that we're back. I'm glad that everything is everything. Yes, I'm glad.
Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and get things kicked off because our guest is in the studio. So this new segment that we have is called the Monday Dish. Think Shanika thought of that name, the Monday Dish.
You gave it to me and I tweaked it just a little bit. It was a collaborative effort.
Okay, I like that. I'll take that. So it's just basically when we're going to have any of y'all, if you ever want to come on the show. We know last season everybody was so scared. I don't know why they were scared.
Right. But
on the screen with us and chill and talk about a topic.
Yeah.
So, our guest tonight, she is a friend to Let's Face It with Will Strayhorn and Friends. She was on the radio show a lot. And we've been out. She's a cool girl. She moved all the way to Alexandria, Virginia. I can't wait to talk about what prompted that. But I met her here in the Hampton Roads area, and she's going to come on the show. She's our very first guest on the Monday Dish, and she's going to stick around. She's going to be our first featured guest for season 2. So we're going to welcome Miss Rhea Goff to the show. Hey, Rhea.
Hey, everybody.
How are you doing, babe?
I'm doing great. Hold on one second. Will, what is going on with this whole wine? I was listening backstage. Wine and Kool-Aid? Like
you
I'm not
know,
sure what's happening.
classy on the outside, get on the inside. It's just a little bit. It's something I wanted to try. This He brought me this one last night. It's a little strong. I normally get the pink one, which is like a Moscato sweet taste, but this one right here is kind of strong. So I had to mix it with Kool-Aid just to, because I'm not there. I can't do that. What is it? Dry wine.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not there.
Stella, no. Stella Rosa it's very nice, very smooth.
Yeah.
And, so okay, so I'm trying to adjust this. Can you move that?
Yeah, I'm ready to do because it looks like you're talking. Like you said. I think it's cute, but yeah.
Thank you.
There it goes.
All right. So, Mr. Red Gold, we're going to interview you on the second half of the show, but just give people a little blurb about how fabulous you are and what you.
Well, I met you guys when I was living in Hampton Roads, and about 2 years ago, I kind of pulled the grenade on my life and moved to Northern Virginia, and life has been fun. And so when you posted that you're willing to take guests, I jumped on it immediately because I miss you guys. Like I miss all the fun we used to have in the studio.
I know, right?
I am so excited to be here.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
So this is a question. Now, Shanika said that she's heard this question before. I think a lot of people actually have. It's a scenario, actually. Okay, so listen to this. Now, I want everybody that's watching, tuning in, make sure that you like and share, and then comment on it. And if you want to come on screen, I'll post a link where you can join us on screen because I think it's more fun the more people come to the party. So
absolutely.
Yes.
Exactly. So, okay, Keith and Tamika recently married. Tamika is a neurosurgeon and earns $400,000 a year. That's $400,000 a year. Keith is a manager at Finish Line and earns $44,000 a year. After the wedding that she paid for, Keith moves into Tamika's house. She buys him a new Lexus to replace his old Honda Accord and even pays for a 2-week honeymoon to Jamaica. Keith loves Tamika with all his heart and vice versa, and they are happy together. But all Tamika's family and friends say that she is stupid. Since Keith is the man, is there a problem with their financial arrangement? If they're in love, does the money difference make them unequally yoked? So, ladies, if you were Tamika, or gentlemen, if you were Keith, could you play that role?
Okay. First of all, this is just odd to me because I feel like in the time where women are, I want to propose to him. How could you be mad? Like you can't propose to a man and then be mad because he makes $40,000 or a year. Like either you want him to be breadwinner or you want him to. To me, it's just order. It's just order to things or whatever. But I don't know this. I personally don't feel like there's a problem.
So when you're dating, at some point in time, you talk about finances. And if I'm making $400,000, he's making $44,000, there are some things in my lifestyle he's not going to be able to afford. So finances during the process of dating is going to become a thing. So if not after you get married, it's an issue. It's going to come up during the dating process. I'm pretty sure she's traveling. I'm pretty sure that she has access to a lot of things that he does not have access to based upon his income. So she's okay with it. I'm not saying that he has to make the same amount of money as I make, but it can't be that significant because I will be paying for everything. I would be probably paying for housing because what I would like to live in, he may not be able to afford. Some of the traveling things, some of the things I like my lifestyle because I have access to that make $400,000, he's not going to be able to give me. So I wouldn't do it. Like that's just my personal opinion.
But suppose he can make up in other ways.
Like
he's good with his hands. He can repair things. And I don't know, I'm grabbing for stuff, but I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, stop grabbing.
Right. Let's not grab. Because like we can hire people who's good with their hands. Like I don't know, like I think that much significant of a salary range is gonna be an issue. It's gonna be an issue later on down the road.
why would it not be an issue? Do you think it would be an issue the other way around?
Well, listen, as I say, not really. Like
Well, that's a good question.
I guess that's a great question, and
Yeah.
I would say no, and I want to say because how the narrative is that the man can make more money than a woman. I think that's just the narrative of society. I guess nowadays we're breaking that narrative. I just say personally, if I made $400,000, I'm not trying to marry somebody who makes $44,000. That's just a personal choice of mine. But people do it all the time. I'm not proposing to people either. That's just not something that I want to do. But I'm not against it. It's just not for me.
Right.
Okay, because I saw a quote that was like, it was really funny to me, but it was true. It says, dating a person for financial gain or for financial means is still prostitution.
Is it really?
What?
Somebody because they got money, yeah.
What?
Okay.
You don't agree?
Right. I don't agree.
Yeah, I don't know, but we have a comment. I need to process that. Hold on. We have a comment. We do have a comment. Walter says, if it was an issue with her making more money, it should have been discussed during dating. So actually, oh yeah, that is a huge difference, and problems are likely going to occur. Way too much of a difference in income.
Absolutely, I agree. It's going to come up. It's going to come up before they get married, because the first time she's going to want to take a trip or want to do something fun, it's going to be up to her to finance it. Unless it's burning through his savings, and that's going to become an issue later on. But it's definitely going to come up in the dating process.
Is that like a low-key subliminal message to me?
Why? Why you say that?
That's my husband.
That's your husband.
You said what? Oh, that's your husband.
That was her husband. Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I don't know. I just think you limit yourselves. It actually didn't even come up with Justin and I.
I mean, because maybe she doesn't care. Like some people, I think that some people may put a financial, like it's a financial burden on other people. Like, it's like like I'm going to like really will, like, you're going to get involved, and you make this amount of money and this person, but it's like, I don't care. I care for this person. We have a bond. I don't care. Mom, that's not a situation for me, because I just would hate to think that this will become a problem for people. It's like, I like you, I love you, I care about you, but because you make $40,000 and I make this, I can't be with you, and I need to match my salary with somebody else. And then those two people get together and then they never see each other. It's problems. It's a whole bunch of extra stuff. But if I would have been with the guy that I really wanted to, but I wasn't with him because of his financial situation, it's like, really, like, I don't know. Like, there is a word called compatible. Oh, was that low key?
Right. But I mean, I think it's a significant difference. We're not talking, and I'm not saying that the next person can make $400,000 also, but there's a $350,000 gap between the two. And I love my men, but is the man ego okay with that? Because some men don't like for their women to make a lot of money. But you're talking about you're making a significant amount of money. Is he okay with you paying for everything? Is he okay with you taking trips and paying for the wedding and paying for the house and all that other stuff?
Yeah. I know last season I said I think I would, as a man, I would have a problem dating somebody who made significantly more than me.
I don't either, but I'm the female.
I would.
But okay, do you have a problem because you think that there's attitude to come with that, or do you think because
ego? For me, it's just strictly ego.
Ego. It's ego.
Yeah.
It's ego.
Ego. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, my husband makes a significantly
that part
of money more than me. I don't know, however, but I don't know. Why you marrying me, Walt?
But I think it's different when it's a guy making more money than a female. I think it's because society accepts that. I think that's a lot. It's different. That's just my opinion.
We do have some comments. Okay. Walter says there is a word called compatible. Jan says, if I can date a guy who respect and love me, income is not an issue. I can marry someone with the same financial income and he's disrespectful and cheats and I'm unhappy. So it's a thin line. Walter says 400,000 to 44,000 is not that. Walter also says that's like age difference in 70 to 30.
Thank you, Walter.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I'm like because I don't know.
It's to each its own. I think that's what makes the world go round. There's no one size fits all when it comes to dating. So you'll find the lid for your pot regardless. That's just a personal preference for me.
So is it the same? Okay, so what if it was like you own a business? Are you expecting for your partner to own a business as well?
No.
Like if you're saying like I don't know. I think it's a thin line too. I think it's a thin line. I think it's your preference. I think it's what you're willing to accept, what you like, and if it's not a problem for you, then I just feel like don't allow people to interject their perceptions onto your situation.
What was that movie with Taraji? And she was the executive, and then the light-skinned guy, he like wanted the food truck, and she didn't want to date him when she saw him at the food. You remember the movie? It wasn't Think Like a Man. What was that movie?
Was it Napoli Ever After about the hair?
No.
Oh, sorry.
It was I don't remember the movie. But it was like the guy, they were friends, and then she was an executive. And I remember he wanted a food truck. It wasn't Why Did I Get Married?
I don't know.
It wasn't Acrimony. But Acrimony, no, was Acrimony similar to that?
Well, I was upset with him because he just he was focused in on getting pushing his little thing, whatever it was.
Think Like a Man. I think it was Think Like a Man.
Okay, where she heard mine. I mean, where she?
Yeah, I mean, he had drive, he had determination. For whatever reason, he wasn't at the level she was, but he had high aspirations to get there.
Right.
So you're willing to pass on a good man like that who got dreams and goals and is out hustling, and because you did everything right. You went to school, you became a lawyer or a doctor. You making $400,000 now, but perhaps you date this other doctor making $400,000 and he's a butthole. He got it made, and he treats you like dirt. But this other guy who's out here hustling, who wants to give you the world, who says one day, I'm working towards being able to do that, but I'm not there now. You're gonna pass on it because right now the situation is like it is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I just I don't know. I
just want to say, like, let me just say this real quick also. When I was in my 20s, I had a lot more time to like invest in dreams and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm older now. So I like you to come to the table with something. I still have dreams. There's still things I'm working on. I'm still pivoting in my career and making changes. Just don't come to the table with just dreams. I need a little bit more substance regarding an idea. I think you could own a food truck and make millions of dollars. Food trucks are very lucrative business. I know up here in the Northern Virginia area, in DC, you can find them everywhere, and they make great money. So I'm not knocking per se your profession. It's just a significant difference between between $400,000 and $44,000. That's a significant difference. And dreams sometimes don't pan out. So I need to see some, like, what have you done? Like, if I'm in my 20s, do all that great stuff. And it's not that I did it right. I just kind of felt my way through life until I figured out what worked for me. But yeah, I can't marry potential.
Right. And someone made the comment.
You can't marry potential.
No. Okay. I agree.
I mean, like, you have to, like, I'm not 20. So, like, when I'm 20, like, I'm in the grind and hustle mode. Now at 40, I'm at the place of where, like, I need you to come to the table with something along with your dreams.
So
like,
just because you see a potential in a person does not mean that they are going to
absolutely.
They're going to grow into that potential that you see in them. I mean, you see potential in a lot of people. You can see potential in your children, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to grow to the expectations that you have. So yeah, I agree with that. But then I also have a thought, like, is it because it's finish line? Like, you know what I'm saying? That he works at finish line. Like, if he was in a,
That's around her girlfriends. That's just around her girlfriend.
But can I say this also? When
What?
if I'm dating somebody, I go with the mindset of if he doesn't get any better, and this is how he is for the rest of his life, am I okay with that? I hope that he gets better in certain areas. He may fall down. So all I know is what's in front of me. So if this ain't okay with me, it don't work. It's just that, like, I hope that he feels these ambitions, but right now he don't have it. That's all I know.
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
That's a good question to ask yourself. Am I okay? Because like you said, nothing's promised. So would I be, if nothing changes, would I still marry this person?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good question. Good question.
well, and evidently for her, she didn't care. She married him.
Yeah.
And so there's no need for her to question now either. Live with it.
We don't know if they still married, you know. So
Right.
yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for participating. So we'll go ahead and introduce our guest formally, Miss Araya Golf. She is the CEO and owner of, I love this name, Araya Hope, which is her name, Araya Hope, LLC, which is a company in Alexandria, Virginia. She is an educator, resilience coach, and a licensed clinical social worker with over 17 years in the human services field. Araya Hope LLC is dedicated to helping individuals and organizations gain the skills needed to develop resilience. They help clients address increasing demands, stress, and constant changes in work and life. They are a place of hope for individuals having difficulty managing stress or navigating challenges. Welcome to the show, Miss Araya Golf.
Yeah.
I love
this
that name.
Thank you. And I'm clapping for myself.
and you should.
Listen, every time people read my bio, I'm like, wait, who is that? I love the cleaned up version of my life. I mean, it's a roller coaster. I love it.
So you Shanika, she'll get started.
Okay. So, Raya, first of all, I would really like to thank you for being on our show. I've missed you. I've missed everybody, and I'm glad that we could start and kick off season 2 with you as our first guest. And I really appreciate you agreeing to be up here with us. And as Will said, that you are a resilience coach, and I just want to know what number one, what you said when you opened up. You said that you had it was a grenade. You had like a grenade effect, and you just kind of grenade kind of happened in your life, and you moved to Northern Virginia. What prompted that? And then in that, what are some significant things that happened in the beginning of your transition?
So I've been wanting to relocate for years, and then a lot of my friends, a lot of my families told me to stay home because they miss me, and people want you to stay home because that's what they're used to, that's what they're comfortable with. But I knew there's something more in my life. I knew the Hampton Roads, as much as I love it, it's home. I needed bigger. I needed something else. So I applied for a job in Maryland, and I just picked up my life and moved on. And when I moved, it was in the midst of a hurricane. So this is about 2 years ago. And they were saying a hurricane was coming. My movers called 2 days before, said, listen, we're not going to be able to move you because of the weather. So I literally packed everything I had in a Honda coupe, packed my car up, and that's all I had for 2 weeks. So I basically slept on the floor for the first 2 weeks of me being in Northern Virginia. Wow. And I remember saying, what literally have I done with my life? And then when I moved here, I had plenty of hiccups. I know a couple of times, Will and I text recently, and he was like, I'm proud of you for making a move. And I sent my Bitmoji of a body cast. I was like, this is how I feel. I feel as though I jumped, I hit a wall, but we're still standing and we're still going.
Yeah. And I remember like when we would leave the studio at ODU, and then you and I, we would go and eat at, what was it, No Frills Grill.
Yes.
And we would talk about, you never mentioned anything about this. So when you told me you were leaving, I was like, that I thought, there was somebody in your life, you was going off to get married, have some churn, stuff like that. But so what was it that made you pivot? Because you're now doing coaching, and Correct. You are like a clinical social worker doing outpatient therapy. What was what was it that made you want to make that switch?
So for the longest time, because I am licensed, people kind of push you in the outpatient therapy world. But I knew outpatient therapy wasn't for me. But I did it because, quote unquote, that's what you're supposed to do. It's a natural progression in my career. But I didn't want to do it. And so for me, it was more or less me following my dreams. So I decided to better myself and God and just kind of figure out like who is Rhea and what do I have to offer this world. So even when I moved to Northern Virginia, I did what was right and opened an outpatient therapy office. And it was in Old Town. It was doing very well and it flourished. And I said, this is still not me. Like, if I'm going to move, if I'm going to literally throw a grenade in my life, I'm going to do this the way I'm supposed to do it. And so I pivoted and just started doing coaching. And I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, that was the best decision I ever made. It was.
So why do you think that at this point, coaching is more relevant?
So I think for me, like I'm pro mental health. Anything you need to take care of your mind, body, and soul. And so I think a lot of sorry, my earpiece fell out. Therapy focused a lot about your past and getting to you kind of get an understanding in your life of what's going on. For me, I'm like moving forward. I love coaching because we're setting goals. I'm going to give you a plan. I'm going to do whatever it is to help you along the way to reach that goal. And I know that life gets difficult. It gets very messy very quickly. So I want to give you some tools to help you build resilience to keep you going towards that goal.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. That's amazing. We were talking about at the beginning of the show, like some things that being in this pandemic state that the world is in, a lot of people have been feeling that what they've been doing, the cycle they've been going through called life, is not what is making them happy. So a lot of people are feeling stuck. Yeah. What is your advice for people how to learn from where they are and still grow?
Right. And so what I love about the pandemic, I mean, like, there's a whole lot I don't like going on in the world, but I'm trying to focus on what's working for me in the midst of the pandemic. Has given me clarity about what I really want to do. And so the world has literally stopped. We have never known the whole entire world to stop. And so it has given me time to reprioritize what I want in my life. Right. And so I would have probably continued doing status quo a little bit longer because I would not have the time to figure out what the next steps and how to pivot. I think also the pandemic has given me time to rest because it's always a go, 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 go mentality. And so I got kind of lost in the shuffle, especially in DMV. DMV is very busy, very fast paced. And so it's kind of like, what am I doing? And how do I not get lost and still find my own place? Right. There's always that little still voice inside of me that says, we need to go this direction. And I've played it safe because of income. I played it safe is because this is what you're supposed to do as your natural progression of your career. Right. But people have always said there's something about me. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's something about you that draws me a little bit closer. Or people asking, well, how do I get here? Or what are your thoughts about this? So I've always been like a coach in some manner of fact, but I've never put the coaching term on it. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, it was more or less like shame of, I've been licensed for so long. Who wants to be a coach? And is that like a legitimate field? Yeah. But I think we get caught into like what people think so much that causes us to be stuck. Because deep down inside, you know what you want. You're just too afraid to go do it. And also, once you admit that this is what I want, then the only person that's stopping you is you. You can't blame anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, that's good. That's good, Rhea. That's good. That's really good. So I would just like to kind of play off of what you said about pivoting, because I think that in this day and time, like right now in this moment, you have to learn to pivot. You have to, like, if you will, have one foot in and one foot out. You just have to. So with that being said, how do during this time and this difficult times in the middle of a pandemic, how do people stay afloat? Like, do you have like a key or a thought of like how do we? Because people are nervous. People are losing their jobs, and people are people, they have to stay home now because they have to homeschool their children, and people are like even in hair, like when we didn't work for 3 months, like I had a whole totally different perspective. With my daughter being home, and she's now a senior in college. And then I started evaluating, like looking back over my life, and like, okay, here we are. Like, okay, I need to do something else. I need to be having some more streams of income coming in. So,
Right.
how do you stay afloat and in pivoting, if you will?
Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to give you 3 points of kind of like how I stayed afloat in the midst of the pandemic. So I think in the beginning of when these first things happened, it was like, oh, we'll shelter in place for 2 weeks and then we'll go back to normal. And then I remember when our governor was like, oh, how about June 10th? And I was like, wait, it's only March. Like, what do you mean June
Right.
10th?
Exactly.
I think I choked for a moment and I was like, what has happened to my life? And I think initially I was full steam ahead. I'm going to get more clients. I'm going to do all these things. But burnout is real. And I don't know if you saw that meme that was floating around social media. If you're not working on a skill or developing a business, if it wasn't you that was stopping yourself, it wasn't time. It was you that was stopping yourself. And people were like, no, we should be taking
Oh
the
yeah.
time to relax.
Yeah.
My thought is like, you taking care of yourself is a skill. So regardless of how you see it, it doesn't have to be open a business, but managing your household, you're developing skills right now.
Mm.
Manage your children 24 hours, 7 days a week, that's a whole skill. So
Right.
I think sometimes we think of, I have to be doing something business-wise to be a skill, but it's more or less taking care of yourself and your family. And so what I have suggested people do was kind of come up with 3 key things. So like for what's important to me is my family, um, myself, my family, my business. And so those are like my 3 goals for the day. And so I simplify those goals, like what am I going to do in each of those categories to give me some kind of fulfillment each day. So I felt as though I got up and accomplished something. So
Right.
for myself is I either worked out one day, or I did nothing and read a book, or I took a walk around my block. I cross stitched for a while. So that was something for me that I felt satisfied, that accomplished because I did something for myself that day. When it came to my family, I might have drove down to see my parents one weekend, or I reached out to FaceTime someone. So it's staying connected. As long as I did something in that category, I felt satisfied. And then for me, lastly, was my business, whether it was reading another book to help a client, doing a social media post, taking a training. So as long as I did something in those 3 categories, I felt like there was some satisfaction in my day. I woke up each day with a purpose, even though we were sheltered in place.
Exactly. But you know what? Even when saying that, and I saw the post that you were talking about, and I've seen a lot of posts that just I guess suggest that during this time of pandemic, this is the time for you to be busy, for you to be
Correct.
working towards something.
Correct.
But you say that there is movement in being still.
I love that. Yes.
What does that mean?
Because people think, I'm going to tell you this. I've had a lot of accidents in sheltering in place.
Yeah.
I got 2 second-degree burns. I sprained my
Oh,
ankle. I have had a pinched nerve in my neck, a shoulder injury, a cracked tooth. Like I've had a laundry list of injuries during this whole 4 or 5 months we've been sheltering in place. And one of the things I got last week was braces, and I'm starting to learn how to talk with them. So it's been a lot. And one of the things I said to myself is, I don't want to do anything.
mhm.
I did nothing but just kind of cocoon myself because I did not want another injury. And so me doing nothing came with so much revelation of what I should be doing. And I was exerting so much energy in the wrong place versus reading, taking care of myself, fixing my favorite foods, and doing things for myself. So it allows me to recenter versus always busy and putting my hands on stuff. I
Yeah,
thought I had to entertain myself during this whole COVID versus doing nothing. And I got so much revelation in the process.
yeah. That's self-care.
That is so important.
Yeah, yeah. I'm horrible with self-care. Shanika, are you good with self-care?
I am learning to. Somebody had said to me about, like I like to get massages and foot rubs and things like that, and I was just like, yeah, no. I don't even know when the last time it was that I've even. Probably, I think when I had a prenatal massage when I was pregnant with Asia, and I don't even know the last time I've actually been in a spa or wherever to get my feet done. But I think that those are just, I mean, those are just some things of self-care. I do try to just take time to do a mask or do a facial on myself, or just as Ray said, or just sit there. Like, I've had to learn sometimes that it's okay, because I felt like sometimes when I'm just sitting there, I could be doing something else. Like, why are you sitting here? Like, do something. Like, I know it's something that you can be doing, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay that I'm just sitting there. It's like, because I think it rests the mind, and then I think it then prepares you for the next thing. Because I think if you keep going, then it becomes this whole mess of things, and then you're having a blowout, if you will. Like, you cannot do it anymore. You just can't do anything, and then you're forced to take a break because you ran yourself in the ground. So
your body will take the break for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And I think that during the quarantine, I've learned a lot of things. I've learned to do things for myself, because I find myself doing things a lot for people. I taught myself how to crochet. So I was excited about that, because it's taken me, someone showed me how to crochet when I was probably like 6 or so. And finally, at 46, I learned how to crochet, and I've made like 2 scarves, and I'm super excited about that. So it's like doing things for myself and knowing that it's okay. It's okay that you take some time and do things that you like, versus, always having to, like, just busy, and then you busy doing nothing, really. So.
Can I just say, one of my guilty pleasures of quote unquote self-care is catching up on Real Housewives. I like to totally veg out. I want no nonsense, silly, crazy stuff to watch on TV.
Which franchise? Atlanta, or which one?
Well, Atlanta has gotten to the left. I used to love Atlanta. I liked New York when Bethany was up there, and so I started watching Potomac the other night. Yeah. I just need I know a lot of times people say self-care is getting massages. Sometimes for me, it's just literally watching Housewives, or it could be the most random stuff that makes me feel good. Like I said, I started cross stitching, or I don't like to cook. It's not my jam, but I have turned into I love this whole making crab cakes. So when I have learned crab cakes is a thing for me, simple recipe, doesn't require a whole lot, but I enjoy it. I found because I didn't have access to the spas, so I just feel what can I do around my house that gives me self-care? So I had to reinvent the wheel. That's what COVID taught me. Reinvent this wheel and get to know yourself a little bit better.
Exactly. Maria, thank you so much for coming on the show, being our first guest. I hope you will come back.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Share with everyone how they can follow you, and then how they can work with Array of Hope.
Right. Sounds good. So you can always find me on social media, on Instagram and Facebook at Array of Hope, and it's spelled ARHAEAHOPE. And my website is www.arrayofhope.com. So it's all things Array of Hope. And there's actually an intake form. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, I also offer 3 free 30-minute consultations also.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Hope you have a great night. And thank you for watching the show too. Thank you.
I so enjoyed this. Have a good day, everybody.
Good to see you right now.
All right.
All right, that was good. We have a couple of comments though that I do.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to them. You do that. For some reason, my battery's dying. I gotta check this plug.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, Rita says yes, being still can be a blessing. She also says self-care is more than the obvious physical things like massages, etc. It's decluttering your mind and spirit. It's detoxing body and toxic people and thoughts. Be still and know that I am God. Yes, absolutely, Rita. That is awesome. So I hope you all enjoyed Rhea and listening to her. And please go follow her on her page. And if you need some coaching services, her and Will
What happened?
saying her and Will. I was saying if they needed some coaching services.
Oh yes. LFIcoaching.com. I'm enjoying it too. I can't wait till I can do it full time. I'm really enjoying it. But we're gonna go over into our top part that we really like to talk about.
Yes.
What's going on? My topics are really kind of old, but I have some good questions that I hope you guys can tune in to. Do you mind if I get started first?
Nope. Go right ahead.
Okay, so this broke my heart because I kind of knew Pat Southall, and Emmett Smith. They were married for 20 years, recently celebrated their 20-year anniversary. I think they have 3 beautiful kids. Like around the wedding time, they had posted this beautiful letter about marriage and how they are to each other, how they help each other grow, blah, 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 blah. Well, recently they announced that they're splitting after 20 years. Let me just read from some of the article. They did a post. They said, "We are publicly sharing that after much contemplation and prayer, we have decided to separate," says the 51-year-old Hall of Famer about his wife with Pat. He said, "We will continue to move forward with love and compassion for one another as co-parents and friends. We will work together in the best interest of our children, our family, community, and businesses." They said the breakup is shocking considering Pat had just written a pretty emotional letter to Emmett for their 20th anniversary saying, "Hubby, I love you so dearly, and I'm extremely grateful for all that we have built together and for the love that we shared together." So my question to you is it in 2020? Is it still till death do us part? Does real love mean never letting go? And should one person feel obligated to stay in a marriage or a relationship in 2020 just because they're married and if they're not happy? I know a lot of people, I know back in my grandparents, you stayed together regardless. It was because you stayed together because of the children and all that. But, is that still relevant till death do us part? Because on the outside, we never know what was going on the inside of their marriage, but it seems like it's a pretty amicable split to me.
Yeah, but I think initially he was kind of devastated. He didn't see it coming. Yeah, he said he didn't see it coming. He thought everything was good. But
Oh Lord. What?
Oh my gosh. Jan said her salary was probably $45,000, but actually she was the one. She's the one who called it quits, right? She's the one who.
Yeah, she's the one who called it quits.
She's the one who is walking away. But to be honest, I think that people are realizing, are feeling like they don't have to do how their grandparents did. They don't have to do how their parents did. It's like, if I'm not happy, or if there's a portion of me that's not happy, or I'm not getting fulfilled or whatever, like, it's okay that I walk away. Like, I've tried. And 20 years, that's not a short amount of time. That's a very long time. And, if they were having problems, and if they were, if they had gone through counseling, or if she had expressed herself to him about things that she was happy and those things didn't change, it's like, like you said, do you stay just because that's what people are expecting you to do? And I think that a lot of people stay together because that's what family is expecting, or they, their parents have broken up, and it's like, I don't want to be the next. I don't want to be that. My parents did that, and we were devastated as children, know, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the mark of not being able to make my family work, and and all this. But I think that still that there's a lot to come that comes with that. If you put out there and say to your this is kind of sidebar, but this is kind of what I was thinking. It's like, if you say, like, I'm leaving, and your spouse is like, okay, what is it that I can do to make things better? And it's like, I've already told you this before. So do you stay and let them try to make it better, or do you just continue to just, go? Because It's like that's what you really want to do, or do you give them, do you give them the opportunity that you feel like you've already given them time and time again?
Yeah, I mean, at what point is it enough?
Right. And at 20 years of being married and she's leaving, like it just makes you wonder. Like, I mean, you're not leaving because I don't want like you're not leaving because you're just extremely happy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that you're like, okay, I'm.
Do you think, and my battery's going to die, so I got 17%, and then for some reason it's not plugging up. So I don't know if you want to do this by yourself, but I got 17%. That's all I can give you. But do you think it is possible to still love somebody, but just fall out of love with them?
Yes.
And at that point, do you still stay in the marriage?
I think it's difficult. I think it's difficult to stay in a marriage when you are not in love with someone and you just love them. I think it's difficult because I think that then turns into being bitter.
Yeah, resentful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, you're in a marriage that you're holding together because the other person don't want to let go.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to hear it from their family, or they don't want to hear the questions, or on the outside of it, it looks great. And that's what people see. And it's like, how can I let this happen? But sometimes I think that it's better to, sometimes it's okay. It's okay. It happens. I mean, it happens. Everybody, I don't think is just going to be in love forever.
Right.
And again, do you stay in a marriage? No, I don't think you should, but people do.
Okay. All right. What's your topic? Because right now.
Okay, so yes, let me talk fast then. So my topic is about Candy Burris and her husband Todd. And August 5th, she had a birthday party for him, and it was at a bowling alley in Atlanta, I think. And of course, they weren't bowling, but it was held there. And she had gotten strippers or dancers to come and perform and dance or whatever at the party. And she had gotten some backlash from it or whatever. But my question is, do you think that no, well, not really do you think, are you able to share your sexual desires completely and openly with your spouse and not feel, and not be made to feel some kind of way? Or are they conservative? Like, are you able to share your sexual desires with your spouse and not feel like, oh my gosh, it's wrong, or oh, I feel some kind of way? Or, are they too conservative for you to open up and share your sexual desires with them? Like, I want to hear from our audience too. Like, what do y'all think? Are you able to fully, if you want to say, are you able to fully share? Do you have to be reserved because your significant other may be a stick in the mud or conservative, and you can't do certain things?
So was Candy, what was he upset or something?
No, I know he wasn't upset, but people would, it was like people were like, how could she have dancers at his birthday party? But I feel like the type of relationship that they have. First of all, she has a sex toy line, an adult sex toy line. So my thing is, I would expect things risque, if you will, things from them, because I feel like that's just who they are. That's just how they are.
Corporate level, yeah.
Right. And I feel like it wasn't a problem for him, and it wasn't a problem for her. So I just feel like they have. I would like to think, because of that they have probably a really good sexual chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw her one day talking about her sex toys and things like that, and how different things work and what you're supposed to do with certain things. So I think she's very comfortable with who she is sexually, as a woman, and just her sexual persona, if you will, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I just wonder, are women, or even men, can you openly express your sexual desires, or do you have to suppress that because your significant other is not as Freaking money, freaking
Mm.
as freaky as you are, or you would like for them to be. Like the movie Temptation. Remember the movie Temptation?
Yeah.
And she told her
Oh,
husband, like,
yeah.
let's just do it right here. He was like, no, what do you mean? Like, we have to go
Wait, go in the bedroom and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
that's
well,
a question.
let's just do it right here. You know, so like, are you open to those things? And if you're not, I mean, like, should you suppress your sexual appetite because your significant other is not with it?
Mm. Well, they are not replying to that. They're too. They're,
And then it'll be after it's all over.
that's
And
when they.
like, oh yeah, I have something to say about that.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, I'll answer the question. I think my spouse was freakier before we got married. Now that you said that we had that conversation, I think last night over dinner. But I don't think I'm not comfortable. I'm not 100% comfortable sharing. Like if you're talking about like desires and things like that, I'm not. Because I still, like I said, classy on the outside, ratchet on the inside. So no, I'll have to say I'm not 100%. I'm like 94%, maybe 90% comfortable, but not 100%. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I'm wide open. Like I'm wide open. I can be wide open. Like if that's what you want, like
Really? So they can know. No. Oh Lord.
I'm a Scorpio.
And Justin's a Scorpio.
I'm a Scorpio. So I'm with it. I'm with it. I am with it.
Yeah.
If I'm with it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Next week is
y'all said y'all nasty.
Where's my halo? Right here, right?
Mine is cocked to the sides. Like
yeah, exactly. We have a guest. I don't even know. Did Stephanie? I don't think Stephanie even sent the name over. But it is Brett Allen.
Yes, Brett.
Our guest next week. So make sure you tune in. We're going to have Miss Caprice Anthony. She's going to be our guest during the Monday Dish. She's also a social worker. Who I think is Phoenix Rising. I think is the name of her company. But she's going to be on the show next week. So make sure that you tune in. Please share and like this show. But thank you all for supporting us. And please tell a friend and meet us here next week at 7 o'clock.
Yes, I missed
you. Background, right?
Yes.
We've been busy this season while we've been getting ready.
And we got new shirts too. Now that our what our face is all over.
Our whole face. You can't really see it. All right. Okay, I got 7%. My computer said I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. Right. So I'm gonna cut you from the middle of you talking.
Right.
All right. So it was good. I'm glad that we're back. Thank you so much, Jan. I'm glad you were able to make it. I'm glad everybody made it. So tune in next week, and we will see you all
7 o'clock on the dot. Did you guys? We started at. Remember last time we started about 7:15. Meet us back here about around 7:06, 7:06, 7:10ish. No, we starting at 7 o'clock.
Yes,
on the dot. All right.
Y'all have a good one. See y'all next week.
Bye bye.
All right, bye.